Good evening. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. How's everyone doing today?
Good.
Great. Thank you for coming out today. We're just about ready to start. This extraordinary session of the 140th Grand Parlor of the Native Sons of the Golden West is now assembled, that we may fittingly open our labors. The worthy junior past Grand President will offer prayer.
Okay, everybody got their hats on? O great designer and builder of the universe, thou master of time and space, we ask thy blessing upon the work we here to commence. We beseech thy favor upon the workmen here engaged. We supplicate thee to strengthen the hands of all in worthy endeavors. Give unto us to realize our full aspirations in this building. Make it to stand against the storm of time and evil. Permit it to endure against ignorance, injustice, and intolerance. Bless those who shall teach truth, aid those who shall seek justice, reward those who shall maintain honor. Preserve unto us our liberties and traditions of our forefathers. Give unto our citizens courage and understanding. Endow our government and our nation with enduring wisdom, complete tolerance, and eternal independence. Let our light shine upon the whole world to the end that peace, prosperity, equality, and liberty shall be the portion of all men.
Amen.
By the virtue of my office, I now proclaim the 140th session of Grand Parlor of the Native Sons of the Golden West convened in extraordinary session for the purpose of dedicating Novato Bank Building. Worthy Grand First Vice President, whence comes the sand and gravel, and what do they signify?
Worthy Grand President, this sand and this gravel were gathered from all the counties of California, from our mountains, the rivers, the valleys, from Del Norte, where the northern boundary emerges from the Pacific, from Modoc, where the northern line intercepts the 120th meridian, from Lake Tahoe, where the boundary departs the meridian to strike the Colorado River, from the Colorado at the Mexican line, from San Diego, where our southern boundary meets the waters of the Ocean of Peace. It typifies the natural greatness and resources of California, untouched by the arts of man. It is the essence of her being, the foundation laid by the Creator upon which our fathers have built this great state.
Worthy Grand Second Vice President, whence comes the cement, and what is the meaning of its presence?
Worthy Grand President, this cement comes from all the mills of California, from Riverside, from Colton, from San Juan, from Santa Cruz, from San Andreas, from Redwood City, from Permanente, from all places within our state where the skills of man transforms natural rock into the needed elements of construction. It typifies the industry and efforts of mankind and brings to our minds the proof that man has harnessed the forces of nature and has wrought well for the advancement of humanity. It is a necessary element of construction that symbolizes the truth that the reason and energy of man is necessary to bind together the elements of society that a perfect state may exist.
Worthy Grand Third Vice President, whence comes this water, and what does it tell us?
Worthy Grand President, this water is brought from the site of each of the missions of California. From San Diego, founded in 1769, to Sonoma, founded in 1823. It speaks to us of the saintly Junipero Serra, the intrepid Anza, the patient La Swain, the gallant Portola, and the devoted Durrell. It tells us of the discovery Cabrillo, the explorer Vizcaíno, and the soldier Galvez. It brings to our mind the still more important era when the sons of Columbia established respect for law and right without the power of force, and builded here by the strength of their own will a great state. It calls to memory all the beauties of the traditions of the past. It is symbolic of the spirit that made and preserved us a nation. It typifies the reverence that we feel for established government, for law, and for justice. It is here as the symbol of patriotism and loyalty. It admonishes us that the resources of nature and the energy of man cannot accomplish lasting results unless mingled with the lessons and traditions of the past.
May the resources of nature, mingled with the energy of man, ever produce fit material from which to build a splendid future. May the traditions and the lessons of the past ever keep us true to our duty. May the examples of our forefathers hold us fast to our destined work. Thus, with the bounteous resources of nature, do we mingle the energy and reason of man to produce the present. The present is like unto this mortar, which we may mold and shape at our will. If we have made it according to the teachings of the past, it will harden into history that will glorify us. But errors on our part will forever show in the hardened mass. The present is ours, but the present will soon be the past. We shall pass on to history. Let our work be worthily done to the end that our character will make good history. On behalf of all men who love truth, justice, equality, independence, and toleration, I now declare the Novato Bank building well and truly dedicated. And as our native state has contributed to the mortar with which this plaque is sealed, so may the hearts of all men cherish and defend liberty and justice. May law ever prevail. May loyalty ever move the sons of California to preserve the spirit of 49. And may California ever prosper as the home of free-born, tolerant Americans. The junior past Grand President will now ask the favor of heaven upon our work.
Father Eternal, lift up the hearts of all men. Give them to act beyond their words. Make their practices equal to their promises. Extend thy divine protection to the work of this day. Cause this building to be a beacon of light and hope to all the inhabitants hereabout. Endow all who shall labor therein with truth and wisdom. Bless all who shall labor for the advancement of our country and its people. Preserve unto us the inheritance of our fathers. Give unto our children greater light than was given to us. And eternal rest grant unto all who shall fall in the battle of life. Amen.
Amen.
The work for which we have assembled having been completed, I now declare the extraordinary session of the 140th Grand Parlor of the Native Sons of the Golden West duly closed. So if I'll take a moment to read the plaque, but I invite everyone to come up and see it after this ceremony. Novato Bank Building, 826, 828 Grant Avenue, Novato, California. The Novato Bank was built in 1913 by property owner Frank Silva. The bank served ranchers, merchants, home builders, and the Novato area. The adjoining section of the building 826 grant first served as a drugstore when initially built. The U.S. Post Office occupied the building from 1934 to 1951. When the city became incorporated in 1960, the first city hall was located here until the city moved to the Presbyterian Church on Sherman Avenue in 1963. The Novato Bank business was sold to Central Valley Bank in 1955. Central Valley Bank moved its operations to 1311 Grand Avenue and is now the Bank of the West. The Silva family still owns the building and is now utilized as a retail space. Dedicated March 18, 2017 by the Native Sons of the Golden West, Paul D. Labouche, Grand President, and Mount Tam, number 64. So that's our ceremony. I'd like at this time to introduce the brothers who took part in our dedication ceremony. Taking the part of the junior past Grand President is a past Grand President of our order from Fairfax Parlor number 307, Bob Rogers. Taking the part of the Grand First Vice President is another past Grand President of our order from Sea Point Parlor number 158, Gene Perry. Taking the part of the Grand Second Vice President for today's dedication is the current Chairman of the Board of Grand Trustees from the Paseo Parlor number 183, Chris Nelson. And taking the part of the Grand Third Vice President is another past Grand President of our order from Fairfax Parlor number 307, Fred Kadomi.
It is my pleasure to introduce the gentleman who took the part of the President. He is the Grand President of the Native Sons of the Golden West from South San Francisco, Parlor number 157, Brother Paul Labouche.
So that concludes our ceremony. Do you have any words to say, Bob?
I'd like to thank everybody for being here. I'm also part of Mount Tamalpais Parlor, and we meet up at the Druids Hall up here. So it's very important that we take part in this little ceremony because it's our place. We just happen to have applications for anybody that happens to be born in the state of California. Like I said, we meet the second Thursday of every month up at the Druids Hall. Anyway, I'd like to thank everybody again for being here, and I'd like to introduce the man who spearheaded this, and I'd like to just say that it's been quite a number of years since we've tried to dedicate this building. Gene Perry tried to do it when he was Grand President, and that was in 18. It was a long time ago. Anyway, we're glad we got it done. Anyway, I'd like to introduce the owner of the building, Mike Silva.